listening at Judo. So I go to Judo and I walk in and Lisa's like, your friend Elise is here. I'm like, okay, I'll go say hi to Elise. Like, let's give it a minute, like I don't need to go interrupt your dinner. And then my friend Sam is like, Ramona's on her way in, and I have no choice. I'm going to seat her right next to Elise. And like, they don't like each other. Remember, she brought her on the show. Like, they still do not. Elise, let me just make this clear. Elise and Ramona out here in the Hamptons do truly travel in the same circles. Like, Ramona doesn't travel in the same circles as like Ramona and Elise are in the same circles. They see each other and they have mutual friends. They see each other at parties, like standing right next to each other. They still to this day don't speak. Like, I even have Marge coming up to me and speaking to me. I mean, grant you, she's telling me how she's going to take down the whole problem.
Yeah,
right. But that's not the point. These two still. So when Sam comes up, he's like, now Sam listens to this podcast. He likes the Housewives. I'm like, you're evil. And then later he's like, I had no choice, but girl, there's 800 tables here. So he's like, I'm going to seat them next to each other. So I thought he was bullshitting me that Ramona wasn't coming in. 2 seconds later, Ramona's walking through the restaurant. So he comes up to me and he's like, now, David, there's no questions tonight. We're not doing a podcast episode. And Ramona was shockingly, everyone thinks I'm so negative. She was shockingly very pleasant this evening. She's like, hi, reaches out, kind of like squeezes my hand. She was with 2 gays. I'm like, Ramona loves them. I'm like, you're just happy to see me because like I'm looking.
Who doesn't love the gays?
I know.
Come on. The gays are great. I mean, everybody loves the gays.
Kind of. We are, we're just fun and we're chilled out most of the time.
A blast.
Yeah.
A blast.
I mean, so she shockingly like laughed when she saw me and like kind of reached out and like squeezed my hand. Hello. I'm like, wow. Now later in the evening, when I was like talking to Sam, I was like, okay, I'm just going to zoom in and take a picture of Ramona. And then I said to Sam afterwards, I'm going to talk about this on the podcast. He's like, this is not appropriate. This is a high-end restaurant in the Hamptons. We don't want our business out there. I'm like, that just unfortunately isn't how I do my job. There's nothing I can do. And so now let's see, we're going to have new people mad at me, but I care about this. So they sat right. So I thought he was kidding, right next to each other. So then I finally am texting Elise like, hey girl, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. She's like, where are you? I'm like, I'm on the couches. She's like, come by and say hi. I'm like, okay. So I go over and I'm like, this is a joke, right? She's like, oh, I mean, like, really? And I'm like, I don't know. Sam says he had no other table for 4. So there you go. So Elise and Ramona seated next to each other in the Hamptons.
They were civil and all
they don't speak.
Right? I mean,
they don't speak.
It was fine, right? They just didn't speak and everybody carried on and everyone had their dinner.
But what's really funny is like when this woman was leaving, she stops by Ramona's table because in the Hamptons, everyone knows each other. She stops by Ramona's table to be like, hey, love you, blah, 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 blah. And then she goes right over to Elise's table. Hey, I love you. It's like, it's such the same. It's so, oh my God. I'm like, Sam, you are evil. But shout out, listen, I've said it before. I've said it again. At the end of the day, gun to my head, who's the more evil between Ramona and Sonia? I feel like that's like the question like Teresa and Melissa. There is a warmness to Teresa that Melissa just doesn't have, that I've experienced. And there is a warmness to Ramona, even though she is often the devil, that I have never experienced with the devil that is Sonia Morgan. So there you go. Shout out to Ramona. Elise and I are going to, Elise will be back on this podcast soon, guys. We came up, it all happens over a drink. Elise came up with a great idea. So Elise is going to be coming back on this podcast. Nothing like long term or anything. She came up with something. So I'm all over the place today. What do you want to talk about next? Do you want to talk about Bethany?
Should we, or should we wait for the whole nother episode?
Okay, let's.
Because I feel like we
dedicate
these whole things to Bethany, and now we have even more scoop. I feel like we should cover Bethany below deck next episode.
Because Bethany, I have Andy T on Bethany. I have Andy T.
Okay, so maybe we should do next episode Andy T below deck Bethany. I think I want it because it's been a couple weeks since we've talked Ozempic. I mean, that appearance by Erika Jayne on Watch What Happens Live, where she says she lost all the weight because of menopause.
Sutton Strack has spoken out and said, girl, I went through menopause.
Believe her. I know. And Sutton goes, I still don't look like that, sweetie. And I've been through menopause. What do
I
you
mean,
think,
look,
Miss Jayne? I mean,
I
I
mean,
love Miss Jayne. People have slid in my DMs and they're like, Sarah, how can you keep defending this woman? And I'm like, I
I
know, but
love her.
just something. I don't care. I honestly, I mean, short of like, I don't know, physically harm
I
somebody, I
I
feel like
love
I'm a
her.
TJ
I
Stan.
love her. She's come out the other side to me, so I'm all for it. I love Rachel, you could tell is in our mix now. She's one of David's angels, as I like to say. You're one too, Sarah. So buckle up, girl. Melissa
All right.
Rivers. I like Rachel. I mean, go and Google Rachel. She was the face of every tabloid for this. She was the mistress of Tiger Woods with the golf club.
Oh,
So,
I gotta have
I
her on the
mean,
show. I mean, she is legend. She's probably one of the last, I don't know, like I feel like high profile mistresses. She was around that whole Ashley Dupree time, where it was like high end escorts. Because I think actually wasn't she looped
although
in?
Rachel wasn't an escort, let's just
Okay, I
say
was
that
gonna
because
say,
my
all right,
phone is gonna ring.
okay.
No, I have an episode I just had with her where she
But
said
wasn't she? Wait, was the rumors ever true with Rachel Uchitel? Wasn't she arranging dates
you
then
should
for
tell.
like Tyga Uchitel? Yeah, wasn't she arranging dates
Well,
for other people? People sort of looped her in as a madam. Was that part true?
I never heard that, but I'll ask her about that.
Okay.
She was the face of Seeking Arrangement like 2 years ago, which is a brilliant marketing ploy. I mean, I would be the face of Seeking Arrangement. You know that website? It's
Yeah, sure.
older, younger. The
Yeah.
sugar babes.
Yeah, sugar babes. I
Um,
love a sugar daddy.
I love a sugar babe, sugar dad story. Nothing wrong with that.
Hell no, get your coins.
I'm available for either people, dad or son, whichever age range you're in and whatever financial, listen, send in your financials, your looks. And if you're hot, it'll go one way. If you got a lot of money, it'll go another way. I mean, and
I
for all
missed
you
my window to be a sugar babe. I had one
you and me both,
chance.
baby.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about the dads, the sugar dads. Sometimes you would be shocked. They actually want someone semi age appropriate. Now, I think I've also aged out of that. Again, recently, Sarah gave me 40 years left to live. I hope you're right. It could happen. I've done the math. I'm not so sure that that's actually the number. So I think I've even aged out of that, but a lot of the dads want semi-age appropriate. So just keep that in mind. Maybe there is still hope for us, but hey, I don't mind being the dad. Listen, if you have a hot as fuck body, I also don't mind being the dad. So come
I
on,
know
reach
you're
out.
rich, but we need like private jet
Let's
and we
not say
need our
that.
own jet.
Yeah, I'm like
I mean,
okay with that.
you're okay. You're like financially okay, but like we need somebody like jet status. We need like
I'll take
we need
it.
to get on Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez's yacht. You know what I mean? We need to be in that circle. Like,
Okay.
and I mean,
Okay,
I adore
darling.
you, but no offense, you're not there. So
No,
we
I'm
need
not.
somebody. I know we need somebody next level. So you need to get out there. You're
Okay.
skinny. You're hot. Like, come on.
Thank you, Ozempic. But
And
no, I mean, Erika, listen, come on, come on. You
come
live
on,
in
girl.
Hollywood. You're not, someone's showing up and giving this to you. You're not paying for it. And Miss Dubrow, I know they're going to say Terry's a flip flopper, but Terry's all,
There he
I,
is.
I love Heather Dubrow. My girl has come out and said, stop. Did someone say that Ozempic will be the new Botox? Did you hear that first on Behind the Velvet Rope by David Young? I believe you have, because now Heather Dubrow is saying we need to stop the Ozempic shaming, and on every street corner where you can get Botox, you will be able to get Ozempic. It's already happening. It's already available, and the semi-glutide generic is already available in all these things. I'm having a weird moment with it where I am not hungry anymore, and I have a friend who's on it who eats like I kind of eat all the time now. It's my appetite being curbed has not been the case for weeks. So I don't know.
But
Like
wait, are you gaining weight or not really?
I feel like I am a little bit, but people like you that I see still tell me that I'm thin. So I'm not sure. Maybe I've lost sight of what I look like and I have body dysmorphia. So
Well, Terry, I can't get Terry Dubrow on this show. I will give Terry such a
I'm
hard time. Terry, you're full of it. You know it's not good for the majority of people. For some people, I'm talking like 5% of the population, 10% of the population that truly have diabetes.